Tonight, the heat is on amid a series of WBRZ investigations into the Department of Children and Family Services for more than a week. We have been digging into 2 cases where caseworkers seem to have ignored child safety issues. It led to a child's death and a teen being raped. Now, Chris Nakamoto in the investigative unit with the mounting legal trouble.
Sylvia, meetings between the EBR District Attorney and DCFS are scheduled for next week. We're told they'll be talking about if state workers broke the law with their negligence. That's something that may never result in criminal charges, but policy changes are already being discussed to prevent unnecessary screw-ups from ever happening again. It's been a tumultuous week for the Department of Children and Family Services and the agency's top leaders, who have been dodging questions and accountability tied to a child who overdosed 3 times and died, and other foster children in their care who were allegedly raped and molested.
All those people interact together.
District Attorney Hillar Moore says meetings are scheduled in the coming weeks with DCFS to better understand agency processes.
First of all, our main focus is on the defendant who's charged and arrested with this crime. I don't want to lose focus of that. That's what we're focused on. But surely, you want to make sure that there are processes in place when there's a complaint or issue rises that it's addressed properly.
Moore will also be looking at whether any criminal violations took place, but right now that could be tough to prove.
This is not a slip through the cracks.
Even though 2 lawmakers have called what happened at DCFS criminal.
For someone to be charged criminally, you have to show pretty much that it's either criminal negligence, which is close to intentional, or actually intentional, versus sloppy behavior or poor conduct, poor work habits, incompetence. That's completely different than criminal negligence or intentional acts.
And there's 2 sides to the equation.
Last week, East Baton Rouge Parish Coroner Bo Clark said the toddler who overdosed did not have to die.
I think this was preventable. I mean, obviously, if there had been a moment between the second and third overdose where action was taking place, the child was placed protectively into some sort of custody, then the third overdose would not have occurred.
Following Clark's interview, meetings were held at the Capitol.
I would be honest with you, and this is not judgmental. This is factual. It's inexcusable.
Pertaining to the overdose death, as lawmakers promised to fix the problems.
Whatever it is, we need to find it, we need to fix it, because this is not acceptable, and I can assure you we are not going to, meaning the legislative body, is not going to allow it to be.
Things took a dramatic turn Thursday when State Representative Jason Hughes out of New Orleans took a bold step, calling for the immediate resignations of Secretary Marquita Walters and 2 of her underlings.
For every issue that comes out of DCFS, you can count on the Secretary and the top brass at DCFS to offer excuses, whether it's technology, whether it's lack of workforce, whether it's lack of funding.
Hughes demanded change after WBRZ interviewed the grandmother of one of the foster children allegedly raped in another botched DCFS welfare case.
Something happened because it sure slipped through.
Despite her complaints about conditions at this dilapidated house, nothing was done.
My grandson said it wasn't just him and us. He made us boys, which was 3 of them there then, perform sex for him so he could watch.
Until something changes, many will be waiting to see what happens at DCFS in the coming weeks.
Secretary Walters is now in year 7 of her tenure. And so I think it's a gross lack of leadership, number one, to continue to blame the previous administration.
Secretary Walters with DCFS told us discipline was coming for those who screwed up these cases. When we asked if any discipline had been implemented this week, the agency told us personnel actions were made, but the agency would not elaborate. Sylvia?